So, consumer VR traction is slower than many had initially anticipated, but it's still finding lots of small wins and is actually growing at a fairly healthy pace. But there are still lots of questions like who's using it, what are their motivations, and what experiences are resonating most. So, we set out for answers, working closely with Thrive Analytics, Artillery Intelligence, authored questions to be fielded through its established survey engine to more than 46,000 US adults, and the result is Wave 5 of the research and a narrative report we published to unpack the results. So what did we find out? First, 23% of respondents have used or own a VR headset, which is up from 19% last year, and they're doing it often. So 83% engage monthly or more, and this is key for VR given that adoption barriers can be high with things like setup. So the name of the game is ease of use and replayability, and we see that continuing to improve with the growth in standalone headsets like Oculus Quest 2. And users also indicate that they like the experience. So 70% report that they're satisfied or very satisfied, while only 16% report that they're dissatisfied or very dissatisfied, which indexes well compared to other consumer technologies. As for other adoption drivers, the standout in this year's forecast was Oculus Quest. So Quest 1 and 2 together represent 24% of usage, up from 13% in Wave 4. And this aligns with the live market evidence we're separately tracking for Quest 2's sales inflections. And a lot of this has to do with Facebook's investments in VR. So the $299 price point alone is an attractive factor given that Facebook is trading margins for market share, as we like to say. They're intent on building a network effect and getting the VR's flywheel spinning, which is classic Facebook. But the practical outcome is that consumers get a device that's cheaper than it should be, and that'll continue to drive sales. As for price sensitivity, demand inflects at $200 and $400, which is where Quest 2 lives, as well as PSVR. And speaking of PSVR, it's still the leader in terms of overall usage and satisfaction levels, followed by Quest 2, which is quickly gaining ground. And when we look at these two leaders, there's a common thread if we're looking to pinpoint success factors. And one of those factors is that simple wins. So we see the most success with headsets that have highly curated experiences and plain-spoken marketing that focuses on fun rather than listing hardware specs. And that's the case for Quest 2 and PSVR, which are technically inferior to higher-spec PC VR rivals. It's a very Nintendo-like approach, and it's working. So lastly, one thing that keeps popping up wave after wave of this research is that non-VR users report low levels of interest. That's now at 20%, down from 29% last year. And the disparity between current user satisfaction and non-user disinterest underscores a key challenge for VR, which is that you have to experience it to really get it. It can't be captured in video or traditional marketing, so it's sort of a chicken and egg dilemma and a marketing challenge for the industry. As we like to say, it's like selling TVs on the radio. So it'll take time and acclimation and further price reductions for adoption to grow in a sort of slow-moving step function over the next few years. So that just scratches the surface, and you can see more in the full report, including per headset breakdowns and other results. Meanwhile, the high-level takeaway is that VR's growth will be driven by continued downward pricing pressure, lots more content, and the lowered friction brought by standalone headsets. And all of these events will collectively push VR forward, but it'll be a gradual process.